Lauren Mathias, I can see what's happening here in the hidden true crime community, or I should say the true crime community. Now, I don't consider myself part of the true crime community because I dabble in true crime. I don't only exclusively talk about true crime. I speak about pop culture, celebrity culture, reality TV, and true crime. I'm like an umbrella. I am an umbrella of entertainment. And because of that, I get a little bit of everything. I didn't realize how I kind of did when I was doing the Karen Reed trial, like how layered this is. There's so many people, there's so many elements, there's so many characters in this true crime community that I had no idea what was going on. I didn't understand. And the way that people came after me yesterday, number one, so many lovers because I've gained like 200 subscribers. I needed that after last week's purge. Thank you. Love you. Come on in. Welcome to the party. But also, so many people that immediately dogged on me, hated me. How dare you go after Lauren? She didn't do anything wrong. You're so mean. She's getting stalked. And those people were never following me. They were never subscribed to me. They didn't even know who I was, but they are literally just probably seeking through the internet on anyone that's reporting about Lauren Mathias and immediately hating on them if they're posting about her in any way negative way. And that is how I honestly feel about it. Okay, so I truly feel, that this is a very, very polarizing community. When I was talking about Lauren yesterday, obviously I didn't watch the 9-hour live. Okay, how, when, who, how, who can do this? I'm sure some people did it, but how? I can't. Even if I wanted to, I don't know if I could, because it feels like it's pulling. It almost feels like you're searching through, like you're on Amazing Race and you're searching through the hay for the needle that doesn't exist. That's what watching parts of that live felt like. Get to the goods. Where are the goods? It's not there. So we're just seeking for nothing. And then what happens here is that if you are actually creating a 9-hour live, it better be good. It better be like, I got a golden ticket. Like, where's the golden ticket? Give us some bang for our buck. Time is of the essence here, right? We don't have a lot of time. I still haven't finished The Summer I Turned Pretty. Okay. I need to really utilize my time in a very good way. And when I first heard about Lauren Mathias, it was actually through Melanie Little. Melanie Little, when she first mentioned it 2 weeks ago, I like Melanie. I don't have an issue. So Melanie spoke about it in a very positive way. So I went into Lauren's 9-hour live with no judgment whatsoever until I started to see her cry. And then I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Then, of course, I saw Turtle Boy. And then I started to, of course, see, oh my God. But a lot of you guys in the DM said, no, listen to the paperwork, actually read the court order, read this, read that. And I did, and I listened, and I looked, and I still don't know what I'm seeing that is supposed to be in her defense. Like, am I missing the truth? Am I missing the reality that she's being stalked? Because it ain't here. It's like me looking for Blake's version of sexual harassment. It ain't here, girl. I put on my glasses too. I put on my bifocals and I still can't find it. Does she have a woman making vague TikToks about her that is really upsetting to her? Absolutely. I got that too. It's very hurtful. It sucks. It sucks so badly when you have mean girls on the internet making fun of you or talking crap about you. I get it. Okay? I get it. I know. I've got the Reddit posts about me. I've got the TikTokers about me. I got the YouTubers about me. It sucks. It hurts. It makes me cry. It does all of the things. It sucks. But stalking? And 9-hour live? And filming yourself cry in bed? and then posting it and saying that your 8-year-old can't sleep and is scared for their life? I'm going to call my bullshit meter. So here's what I think. I think, number one, when anyone says that your kids are miserable, depressed, panicked for their lives, scared for their lives, can't leave the house, can't do anything, concerned for this, concerned for that, I immediately, as a mom myself, so I'm not speaking out of turn, I'm saying this as a mom myself, say that if it's something that you're dealing with it yourself in your own life, and it has nothing to do with like the kid getting bullied at their school, because kids do get bullied at school. Kids have their own trauma to deal with at school or at soccer practice or gym or wherever, dance class, whatever. If you're getting your own drama at your work, your kids do not need to know anything about it. There is something called boundaries. And I personally have had to uh like stop my stress and my tears and my anxiety for my kids, even though I'm feeling like I'm going to throw up, scream and cry because of my situation of what I'm going through online, because my kids are in the car. Like it's happened many, 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 many times. Do you think that I am like sitting there crying to my 10-year-old about the fact that there's mean girls after me? If that ever happened? Like, no. Why? So that he's worried that girls are after his mommy? What, do I want my 10-year-old to have to be like my savior? That's weird. So that's a strange thing. That's just like a strange parenting choice. And I think Blake Lively said the same thing. My kids are like depressed about it. Didn't she like use something about her kids? I feel like that's like the same kind of vibes. Secondly, um, if you're going to go live and talk about something for 9 hours, the only goal is so that people talk about it. I just don't think that she ever thought people were going to talk about it in a negative way. That's it. Like, I think the goal was that people would talk about it 100%, because you don't go on a live YouTube platform for public consumption unless you want viewers. You want people like me, like you, like them, like all these other people that are watching and creating content. You want us all to be watching and creating content and regurgitating the information. You just don't want it to go not your way. But unfortunately, sometimes things don't land the way you want it to, right? So like it's going to go either way. And unfortunately, this one just didn't go your way. But if you wanted it to stay private and you didn't want this negative attention, then you shouldn't have gone public. You could have had like a members only. You could have had a private community, and that's it. Like it was your choice. You did this publicly. You brought us in. For the people that were commenting, this is only for clicks and views. You're doing this as like an opportunist. And my answer to that is, well, it is my job. That's what I do here. I mean, I'm being honest. You guys wanted me to cover it and I'm covering it. Like, that's the truth. It's content. Everything is content. Everything is content. I'm not trying to like bully her. I'm literally just recapping exactly my feelings on a very public YouTube situation. I'm not going into her DMs. I've never even followed her. I don't subscribe to her. I don't know who she is, minus the fact that it's become a very, very popular YouTube thing. And you know how like it works with your algorithm? Once you see one video, then all of a sudden all the videos are about it. Now, apparently, There's also a lot of other connections, right? Her assistant Grayson, that I thought was her son yesterday, which is hilarious because now I feel like I know so much more than I did yesterday. Grayson, her assistant, used to work for Annie Elise from Serialously, who I adore. I love Annie. And there's a little bit of drama there, right? And Grayson's like a little, a lot of the catalyst for this kind of, drama between her and other creators. See, the thing about Lauren that has come to light, and sometimes this happens when you start to create this public drama, is that other people start to say, wait, there was this thing that happened between Lauren and I too. And there's this woman that went live today. Well, she actually went live a couple nights ago, and she is involved in the Lori Vallow uh, um, murder trial. She was the aunt of Josh JJ Vallow, and her name is Cresha. I hope I'm saying it right. Is it Cresha or Cresha? I'm so sorry. Cresha K. Easton. And she is a victim. Okay. She's a victim. And 3 months ago, she gave a victim impact statement at the trial. She was obviously very, very involved in the trial. Those people, I did not cover the trial. So I apologize that I am coming in from like an outsider's perspective, but I've gotten a little bit more insider now. Oh, it was Chad's niece? Chad Daybell's niece? Okay. Thank you. I love how I'm like, is it Cresha or Cresha? And then Micah just writes Cresha. But I know it's spelled that way, but is it Cresha or Cresha? How do you pronounce it? Cresha. I'm assuming Cresha. Anyway, she seems very sweet. She seems very kind. She seems very warm. And one thing I really do get is a vibe from people. Maybe that's like the casting director in me. I do immediately just kind of get an energy from people when I first see them talk. And she definitely does have a good um she has a warmth to her. She seems like she's just, she's truly just a victim. She doesn't seem like an angry woman. She doesn't seem like a mad woman. She doesn't seem, awful. Okay, it's pronounced Cresha, spelled Cresha. Yeah, you guys, trying hardest. I'm trying the hardest. This is like you guys coming into the makeup industry out of nowhere. Like we're trying our hardest, okay? I dabble. So she's gone live a couple times, and she tried to go live and cover this because she has not had the best experiences with Lauren. Lauren came in and was covering this trial a few months ago, and for however long, obviously. And she didn't have the best experiences with her. And she came in and was covering this 9-hour live 2 nights ago and got a copyright strike from Hidden True Crime from Lauren. And this was the moment where everyone was like, whoa. So now you can go live for 9 hours. And then you now are putting a copyright strike on someone that you don't like talking about your live for 9 hours, a victim who you were alongside with during this trial, who experienced really, truly the most awful experience during this trial. I mean, during this murder, you know, experience. So, like, it's really yucky why you can be the victim, Lauren, but no one else can be a victim and no one can talk about it, even though you've made a living off talking about other people's trials and tribulations. So, this is the challenge with feeling bad for someone like Hidden True Crime is if you're going to expose yourself and put yourself out there for 9 hours, you have to allow that people will talk about it. Like, that's just the truth. 9 hours. This isn't like a 10-minute, 5-minute, 2-minute, 1-minute TikTok. 9 hours. So Cresha is and I bless Joy, who is one of my listeners here, who's very, very invested. She goes, this is why I almost had a heart attack yesterday, LMAO. She sent me a DM, an email, and I bless you, Joy. She sent me an email and she goes, this entire hidden true crime story is beyond crazy. I don't even know where to begin. She started out covering the Daybell case and a lot of other cases. She supposedly has 341,000 subs on YouTube, but only 20% viewership. A lot of people believe, by the way, that she has not that she has purchased a lot of her subs because she apparently doesn't have the 100,000 plaque. You know how when you get 100,000, you get that plaque. And so a lot of people are questioning, did she even earn those 300,000? But whatever, that's kind of besides the point. She had some contract workers, as she calls them. One was this girl named Christina. This is the main story. She has royally screwed Christina over and over, and Christina has gone to expose her, but never mentioned her name through her TikToks, nothing. Lauren then tried to go to court and slam Christina for stalking, but nothing happened. The judge threw it out. She did not want cameras and Lauren, etc., in the courthouse because she would have been exposed for the liar that she is. This is according to the email from Joy here. Christina bought a ticket on her own to CrimeCon, which is like Comic-Con for the crime community, a year in advance. And Lauren from Hidden True Crime filed a bogus harassment order to get her kicked out. Lauren's ticket was gifted to her the way after Christina bought hers. So she not only thinks that this girl, her old contractor / friend, was stalking her, but she also now found a way to kick her out of a public CrimeCon community because she's stalking her. Meanwhile, another contractor who worked for Lauren was an attorney. Her name is Lori Hellis. So now this is a second girl. Lori, who also has a YouTube channel. I did see that today. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. If you guys can remember it, you let me know who Lori Hellis's name. Yes, it's not this Christina, not my mod Christina. She ain't the stalker. So this other Lori Hellis is an attorney who left working with Lauren because she was tired of Lauren's lying, etc. Before parting ways with Lauren, though, she wrote a book. She sent Lauren Mathias a copy of the manuscript because they were supposed friends. And then Lauren not only hijacked it, but sent it out to other people and then contacted Lori Hellis's future publisher. Lauren also has an 8-year-old child who she says is fearing for his mother's life and does not eat because he's scared for the safety of his mother. Then Joy says, OMG, can you say CPS, please? Meanwhile, Lauren Mathias's brother gets into a horrific accident. He is brain dead, basically in a coma for 2 years. Lauren is nowhere to be found. Go figure. Instead, she is inserting herself into the lives of dead victims' families in court cases. Before her brother dies, Lauren is, of course, not there. She wants his sperm. And this is where we get into on this week's episode of Days of Our Lives. Like, what? She wants his sperm. She wants his legacy to go on. She contemplates getting his sperm and carrying his child or finding a surrogate. Yeah, are you as disgusted as me now? This is what the email says. Then this is brought out by Christina on TikTok and other people. Of course, now Lauren now denies it. However, on her 9-hour stream, she totally contradicts herself. Now, fast forward yet again. Keisha from the YouTube channel, or Kesha, can't remember, Difficult Research, that's her YouTube channel. She's a family member of the deceased Daybell family, the exact family that Lauren said that her comatose brother, who died that day, did not want her to be there with him. Instead, wanted her to be with the dead kids at the court case and the verdict of the Daybell trial. So Keisha, an actual victim who was killed by Lori Daybell, went to expose Lauren for her lies last night. And guess what Lauren did? You guessed it. Turned Keisha's channel into YouTube to have the video stricken. So then she ends up saying, didn't you feel like I just gave you a year update on General Hospital? You cannot make this shit up. So this morning I was watching Krisha Kresha's video on YouTube. She was live again and she was talking about it. And The way I look at it is this: there's a lot of different personalities involved. There's a lot of different characters involved. It's very, very fascinating. This whole community of hidden true crime, YouTube community, true crime community, or whatever. If I die, or I'm sorry, if my husband dies, please do not extract his sperm. I'm just putting that out there right now. Okay. I'm speaking for Lance. Secondly, um, this is quite an eye-opening look into human psychology and human behavior, because to choose to go into a your public domain, your YouTube public domain, and bring this on to yourself, when the person that is creating these TikToks stalking you had, I think at the time, under 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm sorry, on TikTok. I think she had under 1,000 followers on TikTok. But now it's become this huge YouTube story. What a way to dig your own grave in the community. How can anyone take you seriously now? How? She only had around 300 subs on TikTok. So she was speaking to no one. She had an audience of 3 people. And this woman who had a professional career on YouTube reporting for these things decided to bring this out and make this her legacy. You have to wonder about personalities like this. This is her legacy. So we will continue to see if there's any updates. Just a couple days ago, she and her husband doubled down on the video for 3 more hours. He talked about Brad Pitt. There is something interesting about people and their Brad Pitt connections. We will continue to talk about it. I like YouTube drama. It feels interesting. It feels when it's not about me, it's interesting. When it's about me, I want to hide in a hole. But interesting, Miranda says, well, now she's famous. Infamous, maybe, but maybe she wanted this kind of attention. If you want this kind of attention, some people do like this kind of negative attention. I don't understand why you'd want this kind of negative attention. I just don't see how this turns around in a positive way for her. But we'll have to see. Nicole says, it's so cringe and embarrassing. None of us would know anything if she didn't do the 9-hour live. That's the thing. You got to bring attention to yourself for this to happen. And she did. Her husband cried over Brad Pitt. He compared Lauren to Angelina Jolie. Well, that's a wrap for us guys today. I hope that you guys have a great day. My name is Jennifer Aniston. Thank you so much for subscribing to the show. And thank you for being here, everyone. And I will see you guys tomorrow.